Hello, good afternoon. Today we don't have a tutorial today. I thought I'd have a little bit of a chat instead. We could talk about a few things. I was going to talk a bit about my first makes and my first hook. This was my first hook. I didn't use it for very long. It's a 3.5mm hook, and there you go. It's a 3.5mm hook. The reason why I pulled this one out was hobbies can cost a lot of money. You can pay out a fortune on hobbies and things like that. And when I was really well known for starting hobbies and then spending loads of money on them and then not doing them after about a couple of months. And I started knitting, and I was looking online for patterns, and I kept coming across these patterns that I really liked, and I was like, oh, I'd really like to make that. Only to discover it was a crochet pattern. I was like, oh, crochet, that's another hobby. So knitting's now gone, and I'm going to start crocheting. And I saw this video on YouTube with this lady showing you how to repair a dropped stitch from some work, and she used a crochet hook to do it. From that I decided, oh, I need to get myself a crochet hook. So I bought myself a crochet hook, and I bought this one, and it was very, very cheap. I got it from my local hobby craft store. It was, you know, I think it was probably about £2 or something, and I already had yarn and scissors and stuff from knitting anyway, so that wasn't particularly expensive. But you can get reasonably priced balls of yarn, so if you're thinking about starting a hobby, or you know somebody who's thinking about starting a hobby, crochet is really one of the cheapest ones to start with. It doesn't stay that way, but it starts that way. You know, you can buy a ball of yarn for £1.90. That in some of the local hobby shops that you've got around, and maybe your haberdashery might have some on sale. Yeah, I'm going to try and find a photograph of the first thing I ever made with crochet. It's not the best photograph in the world. The yarn that I used was not the best yarn that I used. So you can't really tell what it is I actually made, but it was a 3-tier flower. Knowing what I know now, I would never have started that as my very first thing. But following on from that, a friend of mine, after a few months, bear with me 1 second, a friend of mine bought me a crochet book for Christmas one year, and this is the crochet book that let me hold it up to the camera. This is the crochet book that she bought me, and it's got lots of little Christmas decorations basically in it for you to make. And I'm going to try and find, there we go. So this is a penguin, and this was the very first thing that I tried to make as a soft toy. I was making scarves and blankets and things like that for a long time, but I really wanted to get into soft toys and do that kind of thing. And this is my very first one. Now I'm showing you this because I want you to realise that as time goes on, you do get better. This is my very first soft toy made with crochet. And this was the very first thing that I actually made. Now, there's a couple of mistakes with this, but the main one being this is actually a foot. I think this is actually the beak. So yeah, it's not great, and it was my very first attempt at making anything like this. I want to show you now something that I made quite recently, to show that you can get better. So this is the Katie doll. So, you know, you can get better. The first thing you make is never going to be how you're going to be, how good you're going to be. You will get better as time goes on. So So just because you make something to start off with and it doesn't look that good or it's not that great, over a period of time you will get better. It's all about practice. I mean, going from this little guy, which is terrible, but I'll be honest with you, I was well chuffed with this when I did it. I was well pleased with this one when I first did it. I was like, I've actually made something. Now looking back, it's not that great, and you know. So, what else do I want to talk about? I'm going to actually mention magazines. The reason I'm going to mention magazines is because it is a really good way of learning the stitches, learning to crochet. They give you abbreviations in them, and now you pay £5 for a magazine. This particular one is £5.99, so it's £6. They come out every month, and they usually come with 20 patterns in them and a freebie. Now if you go on there and you can get yourself a free crochet hook, brilliant, you can get yourself some free crochet hooks. So I do use them. I'll give an example. This crochet hook, which is a big size, this is a 12mm crochet hook, and this one, which I think is even bigger. Oh, there we go. That's I think that's either 16 or 18mm crochet hook. These were free, and I probably wouldn't necessarily have gone out and bought these, but they were free, and I thought, they could be useful, you know, freebies, shove them away. And I've used these loads of times with some baby blankets and some cushions that I made, so they're quite useful. So it's worth keeping your eye out for the freebies that you get in there. You've got some patterns. Now, the patterns range from jumpers, they've got shawls, they've got scarves, they've got soft toys, they've got cushions, and I'm actually going to try and make this because it's made in one of my favourite ways, which is corner to corner. I love making stuff in corner to corner patterns. I've made blankets with corner to corner, I've made scarves in corner to corner, I've made cushions, I've made all sorts with the corner to corner pattern. And I really want to give that a go because I really like the whole idea behind it. I really like that. So that's something I'm going to do. But they've also got licensed figurines as well. Now this particular one's got Wallace and Gromit, but I've seen ones in the past. I've got a whole load of patterns which are Mr. Men and Little Miss. So you can get some really good patterns in here as well. And the other thing that I wanted to mention is that the majority, I think every single one of these that I've ever bought, and I buy a few crochet magazines, this isn't the only one that I get, but they usually come with an abbreviation. So this one, because when I do my patterns I do it in US, so whenever I'm talking to you I'm usually talking to you with US terms, and this one has actually got a US to UK crochet terms, so it will actually tell you a US single crochet is a UK double crochet. And so if you've got something like this, it's really easy to be able to just go in here, check it, and then go, oh, so yeah, it says it's a double crochet, this is an English pattern, what is that in American, or vice versa. So I just think it's kind of useful, handy little thing to have. So there's loads of stuff that you can actually do with these. And there's, you know, if you're just going to buy one, it's worth it because it's got a lot of information in there that you can always go back to at some point or other. What I'm thinking about doing in probably next week, I might do a video, which is, we've been creating some squares. One of the things I'm thinking about doing is, we've been creating our granny squares in the lessons lately, and I was thinking about doing a video where we crochet together and we just have a chat. But that was an idea, and then that way once we've created enough squares we can then just join it into something. If you've got any ideas of what you would like to join it into, I was thinking we could do a blanket, a shawl, a cushion cover, scarf, if you've got any other kind of ideas, let me know in the comments and we can have a look into doing that. Other than that, I think that's it for today. There's going to be another square video coming up very shortly. But apart until then, so yeah, give us a like and subscribe, and leave any comments that you might want to do in the comment section below. And until then, I'll talk to you later. Bye.